Now for the good, the bad and ugly with our Olympic watcher, John Crowley. John, what was all this ugly stuff at badminton last night?
Well, extraordinary scenes last night in which you had 8 women badminton players seemingly not trying to win a game. The reason being that they'd been playing in a round-robin format in which they'd already qualified for the quarter-finals, but they wanted an easier draw, so to speak, to get through to the final. And they just started hitting the shuttlecock into the net, hitting it off the court, and
so it looked fairly obvious that something was not quite right.
It looked terribly wrong, and the crowd noticed it. The crowd started booing. The officials come out, started dishing cards.
Well, not quite in the Olympic style, is it? I mean,
it is definitely not in the Olympic style.
Or who's that? Baron de Coubertin even had an Olympic oath for all that all the athletes have to take.
Well, they've taken quick action. This is the badminton World Federation. They've charged these 8 athletes with the lovely euphemistic phrase of not using one's best efforts to win a match.
And those are athletes from China, Indonesia and South Korea, is that right? 2
South Korean female couples, one from China and one from Indonesia.
And I don't think I need to ask you what the good news is, John. We
well,
got it!
Yeah,
a gold at last.
We finally got it. A nation rejoices, breathes a sigh of relief, as was said before. We finally got a gold on the 5th day. Helen Glover and Heather Stanning in the women's pairs in the rowing just surged to victory. They were favourites. There's a lot of expectation on their shoulders, but they absolutely destroyed the field.
Okay, and the royal family, apparently they've been out a lot, especially down at Greenwich Park watching the equestrian events.
Get your binoculars out, because there's a new sport at the Olympics here, which is Spot the Royal. They've been appearing all over the place, giving up their valuable time, of course, to cheer on Team GB. And, well, what really helps, actually, is if one of the competitors happens to be a royal herself. Zara Phillips was in the eventing yesterday, and Prince William, Prince Harry, Duchess of Cambridge, and the Duchess of Cornwall,
they were all there,
all turned out to cheer on.
And Mummy gave Zara her medal, her silver medal.
What a lovely ending as well.
What a way, but apparently the Queen wasn't there. I guess she's decided she'd had enough. She did her James Bond stuff at the opening ceremony and decided she can rest a bit
She's
now.
done her skit, so she's letting some of her royal cousins
What about the
bad? Well, the bad this morning is a kind of a little bit of a diplomatic spat between the UK and France. When French President Francois Hollande announced that he would levy a 75% tax on the kind of the highest
paid in France.
Paid in France. David Cameron, the British Prime Minister, came out and said he would roll out the red carpet for any French tax exiles coming to the UK. Francois Hollande has come over to the UK now to cheer on the French team.
That's the French president, basically.
Yeah, who've been doing fantastically well. They're 3rd in the medal table, and he's turned around and said, well, thanks for rolling out the red carpet for our French athletes.
So he's doing diplomatic tit for tat there.
When he said that, we didn't have any golds now. Now we have a couple of golds. Well, one gold, I should say, and another, I'm getting ahead of myself, and another gold hopefully to come with Bradley Wiggins in the cycling later on this afternoon.
I don't think there's much of a chance of us catching up.
No, well, no, as I said, look, we've given it out. We've got to take it as well.
John, thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure.